is Sannidhi. And in that Sannidhi, the ego naturally subsides. In Tamil, there is one work, Udivilodukam. Very scholarly Vedanti, Kannudaya Vadalar. There is one song which he says, we can attain everything, but how will we erase the ego? The attainer. Tanniyappai ennakatru sadhippan. How will I remove this I? And then he says, this ego is like a mad elephant. But the elephant has one thing, it is very afraid of the lion. And it need not even see the lion directly. Even in a dream, if it sees the lion, it will get a heart attack and die. Like that, this ahankara, when it meets Sadguruvam Mannum Perum Siyam, Madayanai Soppanatte Tondri. It is like that Simha, that lion is being seen by this Jiva, and just it wakes up from the dream. The ego dream is over. Because that presence is needed. You need a Brahmavetta, a Jivan Mukta, who, when you see him, you don't see a person, you see Brahman. You are not seeing a Vyakti there, an individual there. Dehiva drishyate sau paranto sau kevalohi atma. He looks like an embodied person, but he is not a body. He is the pure consciousness. Yanena akasha kalpena dharmangyo gaganopama. He is like Akasha, says Gaudapadacharya. He is like the infinite space. Although he looks present, limited in the body, he is the limitless truth. So that is Shukacharya. That is why he was called Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munim Anatosmi. He is Sarvabhuta Hridayam. When he speaks about Gopikas, he will become Gopika. When he speaks about Prahlada, he will become Prahlada. When he speaks about Dhruva, he will become Dhruva. When he speaks about Uddhava, he becomes Uddhava. Uddhava cannot become Gopikas. Gopikas cannot become Prahlada. But there is one person who becomes everybody. He becomes Parikshit also. That is why ultimately, like a play, he gives Parikshit the jnana. Ultimately he says, Tvam tu rajan parishyeti pashubuddhi mimam jahi. O Raja, give up this ignorance that you are going to die. Na jatahatvam. You are never born. Pragabhudodya dehavatvam na nanshis. You do not have any body at all. You abide in the sun. And Parikshit also says, Bhagavan, by your grace I have attained. Bhagavan, takshakadibhyo mrityubhyo nabhibhemya. I don't fear anything. This is the result of Brahmajnana. This is the result of bhakti also. What is the sign of bhakti? No fear. Anjuvadi yadondrumillai anjavarvadumillai. Trinavakarsham Devara, he says, we don't fear anybody. Namanayum anjo. Even Yama, if he comes, we are not afraid. So that is the power of bhakti, and that is the power of jnana also. So Parikshit here says, Ajnanam cha nirastam me jnana vijnana nishtaya bhavata darshitam kshemam param bhagavatah param. Abhayam darshitam tvaya. You have revealed to me that fearless state, Abhayam. As Janaka was given that, he says Abhayam, by Janaka Praptosi. He also says, Abhayam darshitam. You have shown me what is fearlessness, true fearlessness. I am established in that fearless Bhuma, that infinite. Now I don't fear. So this is the fruit of Bhagavatam. When you really absorb Bhagavatam, when you study Bhagavatam every day, listen to Bhagavatam, and Anupathanam, Shrotavyaha, Anupatitavyaha, Adarena Anupathanam. After that, you go and again read Bhagavata Upasana, one of the great Bhagavatas of Kerala, Malyu, Bhagavata Hamsam. He told me once that in these days people are very early starting doing Bhagavata Katha. In our days, we used to do at least 36 years of upasana. It is not 10 or 12 years. It is 36 years of upasana. So that much importance was given. That much purity was maintained. So that Bhagavata Katha is given here from today onwards, from tomorrow onwards, the 7 days, Saptaham Prachalati. This Saptaha is going to happen. We have to listen to Bhagavad Katha. We have to listen to Bhagavata Parayanam, because that Parayanam itself is Katha. And you know, so many Bhagavata Saptahas we have done, but every Bhagavata Saptaha, when the Parayanam is happening, we will sit, some new light will come. Some new verse will give darshan. So actually every verse is Krishna Swarupa. Srimad Bhagavad Akyoyam Pratyaksha Krishna Evahi. So every verse is Bhagavad Swarupa. So sometimes one verse will reveal to you, sometimes another verse will come to you. It's powerful. Sadhana is there, Yoga Shastra is there, Bhakti Shastra is there. Daily life is there. Grihastha Dharma is there, Sannyasa Ashrama is there. If highest Paramahamsa Dharma is told, next chapter, Dharmaputra is asking, how can a Grihastha attain that? And Narada says, I will tell you. Grihastha yetam padavim, ena vidhina anjasa. In a simple way, how will the Grihastha attain? Then Narada reveals a chapter and says, Grihasthopi nyasinam padaviyat. He will also attain that state of bhakti, Bhagavad Bhava, which a monk can attain, a renunciate can attain. So it is possible. So this is Bhagavata Dharma. You can see in Maharashtra, that Varakari Sampradaya, so many Mahatmas, so many Jnanis, they were all working somewhere. Somebody is an agri farmer, someone is a tailor, someone is a even sewage cleaner, someone is a ritualistic Brahmin. Some others were all moving avadhutas. All of them were, in one thing is same, that all have got that realization, that experience. You know, this Choka Mela was a sewage cleaner. Toti, Tamil we say Toti, in Malayalam also we say Toti. So, he died of an accident, and big building collapsed and he died there, and his body had to be found. So Namadeva Maharaj was moving about how to find Chokamela's body. He took every bone and kept it in his ear. And they say when he identified the right bone, it was just vibrating Vitthala, 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 Vitthala. So every cell is divinized. Every kosha is carrying Bhagavad Bhava. So that with that simple, and at the same time they were all highest Advaita Bhaktas, because they all held to Jnaneshwari and Ekanathi Bhagavat. And Jnaneshwari is a great Advaitic work. And Ekanathi Bhagavat is also a great, you know, in the very beginning Ekanath Maharaj says, I am Eka. And my Kula Devata is Ekavira. Ekavira is one name of Divine Mother, Durga. He says, my Kula Devata is Ekavira. Ekaviradi Samsevya comes in Trishati. And she is very bravely protecting this Ekatva. She will not allow the second to come inside. So that much of Advaita. And he says, we are speaking about Ekadasha Skanda. And we are finishing it on Ekadashi. And whoever studies it will have the experience of that Eka. That Eka, that Ekatva. And Tukaram says he has done the Parayana of that Ekanathi Bhagavat thousands of times. Thousands of times. So this Bhagavata Grantha should be done as an upasana, not as a you read some book, no. You have to do upasana of Bhagavata. You have to study Bhagavata, you have to absorb Bhagavata, you have to live Bhagavata. Then Bhagavata, we also will become Bhagavata. Smarantaha, patantaha, smarantaha, shrinvantaha, dhyayantaha. Always just like that, the life will be blessed, and then that Bhagavati Bhakti will dawn.